name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch.
Rob Jarrell.
And today we're going to recap this past Saturday's UFC 182, which featured the light heavyweight title match between Jon Bones Jones and Daniel Cormier. In our preview video, we said that the undercard wasn't too much to write home about, so we didn't cover it. And the undercard turned out just as underwhelming as it sounded, unfortunately. So, like we did in the preview video, we'll stick with the main event. Go ahead, Rob. I called him John.
So if you've been following, the back and forth between these guys have been pretty vicious. I mean, again, calling someone fake, telling them when they suck. I hate this dude. I'm gonna smack you in the press conference. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, even the weigh-in was tense. You didn't even look at the man.
Yeah, they actually came to blows at like another MMA show. Like they don't really, because it wasn't a UFC show, they don't really advertise it. But it happened maybe the year before last. I'm gonna try and find that and put the link in the description, because they were just there as a publicity thing because they had other fighters from their camps fighting, and they got into a fight backstage. But this beef was 100% real. Keep going, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So, what we said in the last video is we were going to have a knockdown, drag-out fight, or we were going to have a tactical chess match. And that's what we got. There was a lot of little things done in the fight that were not action-packed, but if you paid attention, it showed you how Jon Jones won the fight. Now, in the first few rounds, we had Daniel Cormier. He's got the shorter arms, not quite as athletic. So he was basically following Jon Jones around the ring, around the octagon, getting pot shot.
Yeah.
And by the third round, we saw Cormier's energy and just starting to die out quickly. While he was trying to stay in the fight, which I have to give him all credit because he still pushed himself. Maybe he really needs to go back and work on that, fighting a 5-round fight and staying within himself. Because guys like that, who he does have stamina issues, really need to learn how to extend themselves past those first 3 rounds, which we know most MMA matches are.
Yeah, championship matches anyway. Yeah. This was only his second 5-round fight. The first one was against Josh Barnett for the Strikeforce Grand Prix title. He did defend that against Bigfoot Silva, but he stopped him in the first round.
Right.
So this was his first time going a full 5 hard rounds, because Josh Barnett didn't offer him any kind of resistance, and even in that fight, he kind of took his foot off the gas pedal. In this fight, you had everyone, not just us, we said that if Daniel Cormier was going to win this fight, he had to get to the inside, he had to get Jon Jones down, he had to grind him on the cage, he had to, get that ground and pound going, maybe some lay and pray, just control him on the cage, on the ground, and secure a decision. He tried, and then Jon Jones did the exact same thing to him. Now that is a statement, and a statement that he meant to make. You can hear him in all the post-fight press conferences saying, I wanted to outgrind Daniel Cormier. I wanted to out-wrestle him. I wanted to out-clinch him. I wanted to prove that I was the king of the grind, because that's one of Daniel Cormier's catchphrases. Back to the technical stuff. Now in the first round, like Rob said, he followed Jon around, getting pot shotted. I don't think Jon missed a straight left hand for the first 3 rounds. It was ridiculous. He did a lot of kicks to the body, a lot of real sneaky oblique kicks and side kicks to the legs. And basically Cormier trying to close distance. He did real well with the uppercut, because Jon's boxing still is not up to par as far as someone with a top-notch boxing game as in MMA. He ducks his head down a lot like this, where he was susceptible to uppercuts, and Cormier uppercutted him a lot. That was the one good thing he did. He did see that, and he capitalized on it. Unfortunately, Jon stopped doing it later on. In the second round, that one is, I think, is a unanimous Cormier round because he really did get to John. He put hands on him. He never looked like he hurt him, and vice versa. I don't think John Jones ever hurt Daniel Cormier, but he was landing some great body punches, great body kicks, and having to chase John around the ring really wore him down. Coming into this fight, Cormier had never been taken down in his MMA career. 15 professional fights. And he had fought some good guys that might not have been in their prime, but they were still very good guys that 90% of the rest of the MMA world wouldn't have beaten. So that was a big thing for him not to have been taken down so far. And John Jones takes him down first round.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, for the whole fight, was it 3 or 4 takedowns?
Yeah.
And they were not like, those were clear takedowns. And what I saw, like, Cormier did take John Jones down once.
Yeah, in the 5th round.
In the 5th round, but as you saw, he couldn't capitalize because as soon as he went down, John Jones scrambled and got back up to his feet.
Right. Now, for some of you guys that are more versed, like maybe some actual MMA participants, does that count as a knockdown? I mean, as a takedown? Because, yes, he put him down, like he slammed him, but he never got like a positional control or anything like that. He just, fell down and he got back up. I don't know if that really counts as a takedown.
Now, some of the other things that John Jones did that was what, and Cormier actually reversed it. When they were on the cage, you see them reversing position very well, and this is from both ends. And this is where Cormier actually worked some of his uppercuts. But John Jones being John Jones, he was able to work those short strikes with the elbows and the knees to the stomach and the side of the leg.
Oh, yeah.
Not only that, but if you saw them in the clinch where Cormier was pretty much clearly trying to take Jones down, and Jones did a great job of holding his wrist and holding his hand so he could not grab on, and when there was time to grab on, when John's head was down, you actually saw him grab and push Cormier's hips around. And we know that's where a lot of leverage comes from, the hips and the legs. And if you can't get your hips set to get under your opponent, you're not getting them off their feet. And you can actually see this either one hand or two where he's just trying to control his hips. And we know Cormier is great at takedowns, so that takedown defense was very important.
Yes, this was another masterful performance from John Jones. I've been seeing a lot of people trying to anoint him as the greatest of all times. We should pump our brakes on that.
Yes.
He is very good. He may be the best we have right now, but his career is far from done. Like, let's not crown him yet. He still got to go through the winner of Gustafsson and Johnson. That fight is not a given. But after those two guys, he has pretty much cleaned out the division, which is a big statement. That's a good thing. But, I mean, the guy is like 27 years old. Let's wait. He's still got some growing to do. He's got some improvements to make before we start, heaping all these praises on him like he's the second coming. Yeah, let's just wait on that. As far as the beef is concerned, if you saw the post-fight interview, the press conference, and the interviews afterwards, these guys still don't like each other. A lot of times you see that bad blood, and after they actually fight it out, they're cool. These guys still aren't cool. So maybe we get a rematch if Daniel can work his way back up the ladder. Yeah, he can, but I really don't see it being a different fight. John Jones is one of those guys like Silva. When you go to boxing, you can think of Mayweather, Ward, Hopkins, guys that can see what you're trying to do and adjust to that and negate what you were trying to do.
That's right.
And then step it up. So there's a lot of potential with John Jones, and we definitely look forward to his next fights. You got anything else you want to add?
Nothing. That was a good fight. Can't say that the card was, but I'm looking forward to seeing who wins that Gustafsson Johnson fight, because those guys are both still very hungry.
Oh yeah. So they should. Well, We said that this was going to be a test for Jones, and it was. He just showed what it takes to pass that test. The same thing he did with Gustafsson. These guys are coming in there hungry, trying their best, and he's just taking it up a notch. So let's see if he can keep on doing that, because these guys are going to get hungrier, they're going to get better, and they're going to be gunning for him. Last thing I want to say before we go, we got to stop this personal stuff, guys. Hating on a person just because of their personality, why? It's pointless. These people, you're not sharing coffee with these people, you're not working out with these people. These guys are entertaining you, by punching each other in the face, which is great. Be entertained by that. But like, if you're gonna pick a fight, do it based on skills and not like your personal feelings. Because otherwise, you're just setting yourself up for heartbreak every time. Like, you guys are rooting against John Jones just because you don't like him. You're rooting against certain other fighters just because you don't like them. You're rooting for fighters just because you don't like the other guy. And then they go out there and they get beat. And you're like, oh, well, this excuse, that excuse. Stop. Just enjoy the fights for what they are. Unless you're betting money on them, then you could be mad. Be mad if you're betting money on them.
Yeah.
But other than that, your life goes on. You still wake up, your life is still the same. Theirs might change because they're the ones that were doing it, but yours is still the same. Let's appreciate these guys for what they're doing. Enjoy the fights and keep it moving. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope y'all like this episode. Go and give us a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. We got the comment section down below if you got anything you want to add, especially with that whole MMA takedown thing. I want to know about that. I might have to do some research myself. Also, hit us up on Facebook, Capital Combat, Google Plus, same name. You can email us, capitalcombat@gmail.com. Either one of those ways, you guys got questions, we got a combat mailbag for you. We'll do a video answering your questions. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire, I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage, keep thinking that it's a game. I kick crime, hurricane. I told them I don't play, I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.